Welcome back to ladnd, the show that believes Palestinians is free. And we are here about what's going on in Gaza and how people resist now really changing the power relationship in that area and the myth about the Jewish military machine is really being compromised. You know, with all this violence going on in Gaza, there is a great story that we stumbled to it last week. We have, our guest today, Maher Alrai, and Maher Alrai is really a Palestinian American that he has some land, or his family has some land back home in Palestine, and was taken away, and then here came back, and just one of those community gardens has a few a piece of land there that he's planting. He calls it the ladnd farm, and he's just really very exciting. We went and covered that story last week. We saw how wonderful the farm is, inviting a lot of people from the community, and he celebrates Palestinian land at that farm. Welcome to ladnd, man. That was very nice farm of yours. Thank you for inviting us.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It was wonderful weather, wonderful people coming, and we have the youth and the older people,
Yes,
and everybody was there. It was very nice to see that.
Tell us a little bit about ladnd. I mean, it's when you go to Hastings, all you see is this cow. Matter of fact, there was a cow that is decided to stand in the way, and we had to wait until the cow changed her mind and left the freeway. But tell us, how can ladnd end up in Hastings, Minnesota?
We were that was just a coincidence,
Yeah.
the Hastings.
Yeah.
We were looking for summer activities for our kids and our friends. And Ahmad, a friend of mine who is very handy,
Yeah.
and he's very good with anything you have put his hand with.
He loves farming too.
He loves farming. So
Yeah.
we were thinking, why not this year we can do like a farm in maybe in closer to home, like in Egan or Apple Valley, but we could not find a lot. We were late, and the only one was in Hastings. So we got a big
Lot there.
a big lot. We had like four lands there, and we called the whole farm ladnd. But within going onto it and working on it, we divided it, not divide and conquer, but
Yeah.
we divided it in a way that we have emotional impact.
attachment.
So, passionate. So he has his portion he called his hometown, called Hattin. And I have my hometown, Haifa. And we have another land we call Gaza.
Oh.
And we want Gaza to be there. Just remember the people in Gaza and people, the story of Gaza, it's happening now. And that's not temporary. Gaza has been there for many, many years. So we said, okay, we're going to do that, and let's see how we can come out with it. And it turned out to be a really good idea. He worked hard for it. He was like almost every day after work, go there, weekends. And you can see that in the videos that there was a lot of
done a story with them.
a lot of product came out of it. Everybody enjoyed it, and we have put this together so we can have the community come together. We want the community
It's
to come
interesting,
together.
the symbolism of that piece of land, when you have this emotional connection with
Yeah.
a piece of land back home that was taken away, and then when we were talking to Ahmad, they was talking about 200 acre was
His families.
generation after generation was taken away. He was very emotional about this, and so tell us about the emotional involvement and the symbolism of ladnd as far as a Palestinian who lost his land.
Most of us, in this town, came from a foreign country. We didn't come from Palestine. We were refugees.
Yeah.
Ahmad came from Lebanon. I came from the Gulf region. We were born in that country, but we were not citizens. We were not part of that country. We are always being Palestinian, being told that we are Palestinians.
The others.
by others or by our family too.
Yeah.
By our family that you are from Jaffa. You are from Jaffa. I never seen Jaffa until I was 30 years old.
Yeah.
So that was when somebody told you are from Jaffa, you can stick with it. You say when from Jaffa and where the hometown, where is it from Jaffa, until you came out and say you go see it and you feel like this is my homeland, but it does not feel like a home because you are far away. You're becoming an adult.
Yeah.
So somebody asked me, what is home? I mean, there is no home for us.
It's
the people
interesting
like that.
that when you ask Palestinian where you go, and the only people, Arab people, they say we're going to al-Bilad.
Al-Balad.
They don't say Palestine or have
Yeah.
al-Bilad, I mean the countries.
The countries, yeah.
Because they are coming from all over. That's very
Exactly.
interesting, yeah.
So in that case, the land for us is very important for the Palestinians.
Yeah.
You can see that from everywhere, even in the refugee camps. When you go to the refugee camps in Syria, in Lebanon, in Jordan, you can see all the people who are living there and waiting to go back, the right of return.
Yeah.
You can see them; they are all attached to the land. They have like a symbol of a grapevine or a symbol of a herb,
The
pot,
olive trees.
olive tree in their refugee camp, which is in a harsh environment. But they love to be in the stick their memories. They want to be a part of it. You have people like in the early wars, the wars in Palestine. There were a lot of stories about the freedom fighters.
Yeah.
The freedom fighters, after they get finishing the war or finishing the battles, they go back and get acquainted with the land. They go harvest the land. They go take care of the zari'a. They call it zari'a. Their small herbs land they have. All of them in the refugee camps. For me, as a Palestinian, I grew up in Kuwait. I remember my mother and my grandmother. They were competing about which is the best remedy for their indoor plants. Which one is the best, which one has the new or the old remedies, and they're competing around what has more grapevines in it.
Yeah.
So the land is very important for us who has no land.
Yes.
It's a complex scenario.
It's a real estate.
It's a real estate, but for me, I want to make it simple. It's a symbol that you have to have something tangible to be
hold
attached to it. And things like when we have like our young generations right now talking about everything electronics and all that, they have to go back and look for the land. We have a lot of organization in town here talking about history about Palestine. Speakers come speaker here one night and that's it. But we need to have sustaining of the memories of Palestinians. We have to have all of that, the 3 months summer or 3 or 6 months that we have maybe a little bit good weather here, is to have the kids or the young generation, even the old generation, to come and work on the lands or work on something that belongs to any human beings.
And it's a whole conflict there in the area. It's about land.
It is.
It's the promised land, and God is getting in the real estate business.
Exactly.
Promising land. So
Exactly.
land is very important. It has a different dimension to any Palestinians.
Any Palestinians, you can see the land is very, very attached to him. You have lands, you have villages over there. There's specialty in one area of herbs, one specialty of one food. They are part of that. You have people who are tend to be their last names is part of the part of a vegetable or part of Bandora. We have Bandora. The family is Bandora. We have Ba'dunis. We have family like that. So
Well, the Ba'dunis family, I mean, who put their nose in everybody's business, because Egyptian way.
So we have a lot of that. And they go and they are proud of it. They go back and to think about the lands. And you have Palestinians who are everywhere. They have them in South America. You have them in Canada. All of them have cultivated farm. They are growing and all that, and closer to the Arab world too, as well.
And also, that also tells the story of America. America gave a
Exactly.
chance. The people who have dreams, if people who lost their dreams back home,
Yeah.
they come here and achieve their dream. Talk a little bit about the second generation. I know there was a lot of young people attending that land day, and they're very emotional and beautiful poetry and beautiful songs. And
Yeah.
so how do the second generation feel about the land and all the symbolism? Are there any changes?
Are we are still in the beginning? I think we are still in the beginning. I think they are seeing the productivity of the land. They haven't seen the beginning of it when we are working the hard, but they saw the fruits of the fruits of the land. So they saw the harvest, they saw that. But I think next year, our program is to make it bigger. We want the young generation to come and help, and from a small seed. Like 5 micro, 10 micro, become a tree of corn or tomato or something like that.
There's a lot of tomatoes and a lot of zucchinis and a lot of, and he also can a lot.
We have a can here, and we have a gift for you. Should we have it
this
now?
This is my favorite. It's my favorite.
We're talking about the cans.
I think we ate some of these products back home.
Yeah, so this is the cucumber.
My goodness, it looks very professional here.
Yeah, it is, and this is the turnip.
Yeah, so, this is my favorite. This is amazing. Well, thank you so much. I know every time you meet me, I find something coming out of your pocket. And I appreciate that. I know it's hard, but organic, by a Palestinian, symbolic Palestinian, it means a lot to me to have that connection myself. And I really, the story of the Palestinian hasn't really been told in this country. Nobody speaks for the Palestinians. So it's nice to find people like you to come and tell the story, not through violence, not through, but through farming and gardening and all that. And also, I was intrigued when your neighbor over there, an American, Canadian American, he was really very fond of your neighbor.
Exactly. He was very nice from the beginning. He was just two people that they don't look exactly the Hastings residents, because there is in that land, in that portion of that portion, there is a lot of people there. They've been renting that land for 20 years, and they know each other. They're like a family
community there.
And he can tell you this is like it's a human thing. It's not a Palestinian thing. It's not an Arab thing or any faithful. It's just a human thing. If you are a land owner or farmer, you cannot be a tourist. You cannot be ISIS. You cannot be anything like that. Go and destroy and kill people.
The farming culture is different.
The farming culture is making building. You're building. You are growing something. You are expanding people. You're feeding the world. Like
close to nature too. You're connecting to, and also. You are cooperating with nature. You're not destroying nature.
Exactly, and that's what I learned from my wife. She's for her family, or their beautiful family, and they're telling me every year, different harvest comes. You have the corn one year, you have the bees, you have this because of the weather. So it's every year is a different way. So it's a combination between the human and the nature, and we don't see that in the way that we have the Palestinian or the Arab-Israeli conflict. We always talk about the nibbling of the war. We have always talk about whatever makes the sensational war, but we don't talk about what
the
is
human
ever
aspect,
with the human aspect of it, which is the land. And if I have a land, and I don't think so anybody, if you talk to a landowner or anything, you cannot compromise your land. You cannot have the land in a way that you can give somebody else half of their land. It's all belong to you. It's like it's a part of your children or part of your family.
They steal our music. They steal our land. They steal everything, but they cannot steal our land.
Yes.
Well, Maher, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate. Maher Alrai is really starting here with a community gardening here in Hastings, and his farm called Zahrat al-Madain as a connection to his land back home in Palestine. And we'll see you next week. Assalamu alaikum, and God bless you all.